All right, so something I kind of talk about how this whole thing going affect Jamaica. Not just Jamaica, but the Caribbean region, the whole Iran-US conflict going on now. Um, because we may be smaller in the grand scheme of things, but the effects that we'll feel on the ground will probably be in ways that won't be discussed for a couple of weeks when we finally see those kind of impacts being, really felt. So first and foremost, um, the Strait of Hormuz, I think that's what it's called, uh, that has been pretty much shut off by Iran. And with that, they're saying roughly about 20% of the oil, global oil, that are used to pass through that strait has been cut off. And they say that if any shipments try to pass through, they'll attack those ships, right? How does that affect our little region here? Well, if you know anything about oil and oil prices and the corporations like in the case of JPS, which is Jamaica public service that uses oil for our electricity. The cars use oil. Um, there isn't a major industry that doesn't really rely on oil, whether directly or indirectly, even if it's like baking or the transport of goods and services. Because when it comes on to the idea of um, if gas prices go up, it's gonna cost more to transport things. If it costs more to transport things like taxi transportation, they will be requesting raises that will be proportional to the amount that they're going to be paying for fuel, whether in the short term or long term. Um, Stuff like, as I said, the transport of food, the transport of people, the transport of goods, services. You're going to see a lot of people probably moving back to, if they live like in a shorter commute, maybe you'll have more people whether walking or they're going to be using like bicycles or electric vehicles. But even with the electric vehicles, those need to be charged. And if those are going to be charged, you need electricity to do that. I don't think the solar grid in Jamaica is going to be enough to manage or offset that, at least in the interim of what's going on currently. Um, so transport, so that's, um, so it's not just like the buses, the taxis, the trucks. Um, Everything's gonna be impacted. So we should expect like prices of stuff to like just go up. I saw some graphs of once the Strait of Hormuz got closed, I saw like a lot of this just huge spiking. The prices just like yeah, it could get really bad. And I know Jamaica in particular just went through Hurricane Melissa very early year before that, and with COVID, still haven't even half recovered from a lot of what's been going on. And I wish I could just like pretty much skip the rest of this decade, but you know, yeah, this was like a word dump to kind of but yeah, so that's what you should expect. Prices are probably gonna be going up. We do have other places that we could get our oil from and all that. But once there is uncertainty within that market, let's say the oil has to be diverted or split between other places, it's gonna push up the demand, and demand means rising prices. So yeah, we'll see how it goes over the next couple of days. I do have a couple more other things I want to talk about otherwise too, but you yeah, it's been a while since I made a video like this. Last time was when there was the whole immigration, the whole immigration thing with US and wanting to kind of turn down a lot of the or deport a lot of people. Like the people who depend on the U.S. economy for sustaining them and their families over not just in Jamaica but the Caribbean region. But yeah, let's end the video here. We'll see how it goes. If you have any ideas or suggestions about parts of this you could like extrapolate on, let me know down below. I'm not saying I'm the best person to discuss after these things, but I could give some insight. Not really a political channel right now, but who knows? If this is what I have to talk about, then let's talk about it. All right, that's it.